Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology Replay. Small on top left side as the blue Loki. We got Pelardis, Osbrolit. Spawn bottom right side as the purple Hades. We got Decisive with a capital E, as well as a lowercase e. Let's see, Loki versus Hades. When it comes to their inherent benefits, Loki does start from the top, focus myth units, damage units. Of course, can contribute the small myth units. Human soldiers contribute 10%, Herosiers 50% of damage dealt. Human soldiers and heroes do plus 10% counter damage, so they're more effective performing their job as a counter unit. Buildings construct faster, arcs cost cheaper, which is always quite nice, and transforming gatherers and dwarves is 50% cheaper, so better militia, if you will. Of course, Hades is, of course, the range of the Greek gods. Range soldiers and buildings. Of course, you get free shades. Myth units get additional 15% hit points, make them a bit more durable, easy to keep alive. Range soldiers get +1 range, +1 line of sight. Range fortifications get additional 2 range. Ballistics and burning pinch are researched instantly and free. Hades provides a lot of good passive benefits. That's why it's probably why we see them so often. Now, I mentioned range units are easier to control and easier to use as opposed to melee units. Now, I mentioned Hades also have the excellent Sentinels God powered for extra defense, making it so it's harder to be raided in the early game and the mid game. When it comes to minor gods, we got Bragi being selected, or not Bragi, Forseti being selected by Loki. Forseti does provide the healing spring to the trolls, faster infantry and hero. Berserks and Erdman get additional hack armor, which he sets Hades a bit more vulnerable to range, but hack armor is always being used. And Ares is aging up to Athena, which does provide the following: Restoration, Minotaur, Labyrinth of Minos, Age of Shield increase their pierce armor, so not important versus Norse, and hoplite range and damage there. Relatively early Sentinels there to protect himself from these units here. Now it's probably a good idea to slow down the game and start casting normally. It's past eco phase. Hades cannot afford the watchtowers just yet. You may want to eye for it sooner rather than later this one time. Northern Minotaur is trying to engage, however these are Herosiers. Northern Minotaur does not want to engage that. Ajax bring back a relic. It is the Turf Ring, Angren Sword, to give your hero some lifesteal. You got the Eyes in the Forest. Loki calls Mother Nature and such as trees and animals typically grant vision when you're near one to your units. Which, of course, applies the effect of enable space action. That's, I see an extra space there. Maybe it's 3 spaces rather than 2. Oh, looks like it's Piggy. Is he stuck there? Troll throwing some rocks at the scout. Berserk's getting some damage there. Got the Labyrinth of Minos being queued up. Looks like Hades is actually going to eye for some Minotaur. Get trolled. Another pig there. Is Hades fighting a bunch of pigs inside a forest? So what's going on? Are the pigs providing that vision effect? It can apply the Eyes in the Forest. Is he using pigs for Eyes in the Forest? That's a very Age of Empires, that's for sure, using your livestock for scouting. Villagers do take a fair amount of damage. It looks like all of them does stay alive. We got a raiding cavalry he has to be very careful of. Well, those pigs may need to be on the other side of the forest. Sentinel and Watchtower firing away.
Skipan.
When it comes to aging up, I think Hades should be eyeing for Apollo. Oops. Apollo does provide more range benefits. Got the very powerful Manticore. The additional line sight's not too important, but here's the big part. Sunray increase the damage of all range units attack damage by 50%. This includes both myth units and human soldiers. The other option is Aphrodite, which does provide extra favor production, better villagers that move fast and carry more, and some screaming cats. Loki, let's see. Once this engagement gets done, we can take a look, see what he can age up for. Raiding cavalry moving around. And the first is here, but just taking some attrition damage overall.
Hver þar? Já.
These Hersiers do move at a decent pace.
Já.
Still slower than the raiding cavalry, which moves at pretty good space in general. We see Bragi get access to the very powerful god power of flaming weapons, battle board to knock around formation of units. Berserk hit points and favor upon death. We do have the Swan Array to make our cavalry move better, or our anti-cavalry better, which is not too important, I would say. And Myth Unit Regeneration, as opposed to Ring Giver, give more hit points to your cavalry. Make your raiding cavalry get a bit of divine damage and fold. And Source Mountain. I think Njord would be a little bit better in this situation. And get more cavalry focus, as he already going for raiding cavalry. Yeah, I think right now the raiding cavalry would be a better choice, the cavalry upgrades, since he's also fighting against Hades, who tend to be more ranged. So raiding cavalry and Grolls will both be pretty good in my opinion. Walking Woods is quite nice, even though flaming weapons are far better god power than Walking Woods. It does give you a quick summon of free siege weapons. They're not great, but they're free. He is aging up to Bragi, which is the battle boar in flaming weapons. Healing Swing now deployed in the field, getting some good health regen here, very nice. Go for more raiding cavalry, more Hersiers, more trolls, throwing axemen, upgrades, a whole bunch of stuff. Hades is currently not doing too much, just a little bit idle at the moment. Go for more villagers. Both players have one townsite at the moment. Also got more Minotaur being queued up. He does have the Bull Minotaur. Starting to break down the gates. Going to try to repair it. It's getting pretty low. One of these villagers is already wounded. And his force is trying to intercept. Toxace gets some good damage there, and looks like he will hold on. Does not lose any of those villagers. His villagers are wounded enough. He really wishes he probably has Apollo for a healing temple. And we'll be rebuilding that wall there. Very nice. No fort not being deployed in the field. Another round of walls built. This time no gate, so it has a bit more health. Toxace will just fire away from safety. The Minotaur do move at a fast pace now, being upgraded to a Bull Minotaur 5.2. A little bit slower than the girls or Hersiers at the moment. But still pretty quick versus most other units.
Tilbúin.
And looks like he does find this piggy. It's filled with delicious food, 196 delicious foods. So we've got a number of trolls on the field. Of course, we've got the free battle boar. And Loki maybe going straight for Mythic. Look at this. He has a decent amount of resource stockpile on up. Not throwing any more military units there. We do have Apollo being deployed in the field. As a hill fort, I think Loki may be going straight for Mythic Age. Nope, another Townsend built by Blue. Townsend number 2. Maybe going to be trying to collect us some of that gold. Paul now research going for heavy infantry. See, he's a good number of Cuirassiers and cavalry. More cavalry being deployed in the field, so hoplites and Padromos would be a good call. Another reason why I always find Ares a better option than Athena. Oh, underworld passage. Pegasus spots a good location there. Minotaurs knock the villagers or gatherers away from any safety. Nice raid there. Pulls back. Could have tried going for those guys there. Pulls back towards engages army, so the underworld passage may be destroyed from this side. Got some Mythians here. With this number of Cuirassiers, he of course can get random spawns. Because it's Loki, got a temple here. Villager can help out abortion at the temple. You have the sun right there, as was Healing Temple. Healing Temple's quite nice, gets a nice health regen. Raiding Cavalry does find a Heavy Hoplite. Heavy Hoplite should win out. Sunray does also affect the Manticore, so this is very nice. You can see here right now the Manticore does have 12.6 damage per attack, which is 37.9 damage. It does consume 4 population, which is a bit significant, but DPS is really high. Definitely worth more than 2 Toxates, so there's a good upgrade from it. Or from it. Toxate does do... I'm trying to highlight it. 8.2 times that by 2, so 16.4 versus 37. Yep, Manticores are excellent backline range myth unit in my opinion. I do value Manticores very highly. Probably a little bit too high. Granted, there's another good number of Cuirassiers in the field, so the Manticore won't be too particularly effective against the Cuirassiers, so it's better go for some high passes and Toxates. He has built some more than Manticores. Got a number of trolls here to troll his opponent. And a number of battle boars here as well. For more high passes, going some Pelardis. I don't think he really needs them. Other dude will have more range than Manticore to reach the backline throwing Axemen, that's for sure. Manticore's range is only 16, so it's not too terribly high.
Prostagma?
No, seems forced to go and live too far forward. Right now, the Pelardis have 22 range, which is actually very high for a range unit in general. So we'll be able to engage these throwing axemen who have a range of 12. So Manticores can still outrange them by a fair amount. But the problem is, when both range units are at maximum range on the backline attacking, it's hard for you to reach the other max range. And we do have Hell being researched by Loki, which means a Nidhogg. And got another spam bomb kick. Why do I stream a kick? I only get spam bots there. Another troll there. Hell does also offer all the giants, but I don't think she offers the granite giant, the rock giant. Nope. Still provides a mountain, frost, and fire. Instantaneous Mythian training speech, not too important honestly a lot of times. Granite blood increases improve the hit points of all giants. And now the Nidhogg can summon. And there's restoration there. He's freezed to really engage the Nidhogg. Manticore's probably need to help out there. I don't know what heroes have in the region. Ajax has tried shooting down those Achilles, but no Chiron. The Nidhogg has taken beating. And maybe enough, Nidhogg is shot down, but Magenta's army is destroyed. 30 military in his field. It's going to have trouble getting back into combat or back into fighting action. Everything getting hit over here. Another Ajax over here to engage the battle board. Chiron got spawned out as well. Good, he queued up orders from battle boards, missing out the one right in front of him though. Fire Giant now being summoned as well. Fire Giant in my opinion is one of the best giants. Rock Giant makes a good contender, but I think the Fire Giant is overall the best. Offers good backline damage and crush damage. Towns are under siege. These units are hitting some various backline stuff. Got a free Draugr here. Towns are going to go down. Fire Giants being deployed on out. Fire Giants are pretty much anti-everything, barring hero. Chiron getting hit here, so not hero. And we've got now the battle board balking around, hitting some of these villagers, not good. Oh, almost down to 28 villagers, he's been losing a lot. Surprised Purple lost that much already. Yeah, I think Purple's pretty much done for. He lost so many villagers, and that's the only thing that will keep him going in the game. He's lacking military force, a proper military force, and the villagers to produce more military units. Right now, that's the value of force as well. Blue has about double. I mentioned double in size, double in villagers. And this current force here is not only also quite weakened. Hoplites are nice in this situation. Peltasts are not that useful at the moment. They can counter the Goatee, but that's about it. Oops. And nothing much else of contender. He does have all three heroes, barring what's his name? Perseus? Medusa head, which would be quite nice, but there's so many fire giants. Magenta has resigned. This is Angry saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.